Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to be here today and talk to you about the library and all the services that we offer, as Stacy said, completely for free. Does anybody here have a library card? Raise your hand. Excellent. So this will be great information for you. I'm going to talk about what we call traditional library services, about books, things that you can get when you go into the building. But I also want to talk a little bit about some of the other things that a lot of people don't know that we offer, from technology help, some new technologies like 3D printing, ways to get involved with the library if you're looking for groups to join, things to do, events that we have for all ages, and just the whole range of services. The goal of a public library is to offer for free to the public information, reading materials, entertainment, and to keep those who are interested in lifelong learning, the resources that they need to accomplish that. So we're completely, like I keep saying, completely free. A lot of people aren't familiar with that when we have other things that you have to pay for a membership. But to get a library card, all you need to do is to come in or sign up online and then show a photo ID that shows your picture of your nice little face, and then something that shows your current address. So that would get you a library card and access to all of our materials. But you don't have to have a library card to enjoy our free events. And I see we have some little ones here. We have a lot of events for children to help them learn to read. We have events for older folks, for all ages, for families coming in, for seniors, from the cradle, until whenever you want to learn when you're whatever age. So let's start with where exactly we are. So we actually have 23 different locations for Fairfax County Public Library, and I have them all listed right here for people, and I have brought some things that to give away. And we're, as Stacy said, the Thomas Jefferson Library. So our building is located over on Route 50, going down toward Fairfax. It's got big glass sides, and it's really pretty, and it's completely free to come in, to enjoy, sit down. Just if you need computer access, want to browse through magazines, you can do that in our building. But we also have all these other places that if you want to go to some place that's nearer to a friend's house or go to another, if you're visiting somewhere in Fairfax, your library card would apply to all of those. We also have some different hours, and those are also listed in here. So we have what are called regional libraries that are a little bigger. They have a larger amount of what we call the collection, books, DVDs, and they're open on Sundays from 1 to 5. They have later hours during the week. At Thomas Jefferson, we're called a community library, so we have different hours, and we're in the second bullet point there, Monday and Tuesday, 10 to 9, Wednesday, 10 to 6, Thursday. Today we open at 1 until 9, and Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 5, and nothing on Sunday for us. But again, we have other places that are open later. We also have access services, which is for people who can't physically get to the library. They have a bunch of, or maybe have disabilities like vision impairment, so they have Braille services or talking books. For those who can't get into the library or have special needs, there's an entire department there for those people to get some stuff. And it doesn't even have to be a traditional disability. If you have a reading disability, or even if if you're pregnant and you have to be homebound for a while and you still want to get library books that you can't get out, you can sign up and they'll send them for you in the mail, and you can return them completely for free. So our purpose, like I said, is to serve the community in every way that we can, and that includes people of all walks of life and whatever their situation is. And so each branch, each physical, so we call them library branches, which just means the library building. And each has many different services included in it. The most traditional one is books, where libraries are known for having a lot of books that you can borrow for free. So with your library card, you would go in and you could check out up to 50 books at any time. Or we have DVDs, you could check out DVDs. We have children's books. We have children's talking books to help them learn to read as well, so that you can read the story and it will talk along with it. So that's very helpful for keeping your children entertained in the story. And we have magazines, like I said, you can also check those out. We have newspapers. If you just want to sit and read a newspaper, we have those also at the library. And we have information services or reference research help. So if you have a question you need an answer to, we have an entire desk there that you can come up to, ask what's this about, and they'll help you out and try and answer your question. We have free Wi-Fi. So if you have a computer or a device, free Wi-Fi, and that's perfect for whatever digital needs you have. We also have meeting rooms and group study rooms. So if you have a group that you want to study with, or like a meeting with some people or folks, you can reserve a space so that you can use it and just have it completely reserved under your name so you're not bothered. You can get your work done. We have a quiet study area. If you have a child who has homework and they need to go and study, we have a little quiet study area that they can come in and just focus on what they need to do, or if you need to focus on what you need to do. The library is very good for that. It's a way to get out of the house and the distractions of like the TV and just focus on what you need to get done that day. We also have, like I said, programs and events. So we call them programs, but they're really just events that are completely free to the public. And we have, like I said, we call them story times for little children from baby age up to school-age children. And they'll have puppets, shows, songs, stories, to read books, to get them interested in language and literacy. We have a program that's called 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten that you sign your child up for, and you can read along with them, and they'll get milestones. So they'll get finger puppets and magnets as they read more and more books to help establish a good base before they enter school. Because to establish a foundation for success, studies show that the more literate, the more exposed to print resources and print awareness children are, the more likely they'll have to be well set up for school and the rest of their life. So we completely support that with an entire youth services department. But like I said, we also have fun family shows. We have musicians come in. We have conversation groups for English conversation groups. So if you're interested in learning, speaking with other people to improve your skills, we have that. We have Spanish conversation groups at our branch. We have a writing group that if you're a writer or you want to improve your writing, they get together and they talk about the art and craft of writing. I have this here. This is all of our events for every single branch. So every single location in Fairfax County has got them listed in here. And you can come to as many as you want. You don't have to have a library card for that. You just show up, and some might ask for registration because there could be a limited number of space for some event, but you can find all of that online on our calendar. We also have technology help. We have computers in the library that you can use to log on and to send email. If you need help with technology, we have technology tutors, or that information staff will be happy to help you out. We also have gadgets and gizmos, as I say, up there. That's of a lot of the emerging technologies that are coming. Part of the library's purpose is to inform the public of what the skills that they need to be good citizens, and part of that now is technology. So we have a 3D printer at our library. Some other libraries have them as well. And I brought some 3D printout stuff here for you guys to actually take home if you're interested. This is a printout of R2-D2 from Star Wars. This is a T-Rex head, and just there's a little Pokemon somebody did that glows in the dark. We have a little book thing that you can just prop up and enjoy. But with ours, we're opening actually 3D printing up to the public. So if you have something, or somebody in your family wants to print out something that's 3D, you send it to the library and we print it out for you for free, and then you come and pick it up. And so let's see, I'll pass some of these around just so you can take a look at them. And then I'm gonna leave these here. So I'll put that there. You can see what this is like. This is fun because it moves. Thank you. So that's part of our gadgets and gizmos, sphero balls, drones, robotics, a lot of these things that you might be seeing in the news and you're kind of wondering exactly how does it apply to life. We'll try and get those things in so that people are exposed to them. And we have printing, copying, so if you need some paperwork done, scanning, we have services for that. And we also have book sale areas, so if you want to buy some books, we have the Friends of the Library that supports us. So they sell books, and any of the profits and proceeds come to us so that we can put on these programs. So those are all in the physical building, but we also have an online component as well. So we're online. We have ebooks and audiobooks. I have instructions for those here. Does anybody have like a tablet or an iPhone or a reading device or a smartphone? So you can actually get your books on those, and they're completely free through the library, through your library card. We also have all these other things. Learning a language, there's something called Mango Languages. I have right here a handout about that. So you can sign up, and it's an electronic course that you would learn to speak. I'm trying to learn Spanish. It's very slow, but I'm signed up for Mango so that it's teaching me how to speak Spanish. We have information for stock, trades, investments, financial, medical, consumer reports, which is very popular for if you're looking to buy a new fridge or if you're looking to buy a new bed or anything. It will you can go to consumer reports, and it will explain what the different brands are, what the pros and cons of them are, why one might be better in one way than the other, and that's all again online. And also in the branch, we do have those printout in the branch. And we have homework help for children, so we have a lot of encyclopedias or websites that will help them as they're studying. We also have exam help for citizenship tests, for career tests, so some of the careers that you might be interested in or your family might be interested might have a test component. And we have those online as well that will have practice exams, or for high school kids who are interested in going to college, there's the ACT and SAT, and we have practice help on that for online as well, so they can take an example of the test online, see where they need to do more work to get their score up, and have study guides online they can download and refer to as well. We have ways to learn like web design, technology, instructional videos through something called Linda. And Linda has a lot of help for if you're interested in learning more about Microsoft Word or, again, web design, if you want to get into 3D gaming or something like that. Pretty much anything that's business related, technology related, photography, creative fields, learn to paint electronically, learn to paint in person or physical. That's all through Linda, which is also free with your library card. Encyclopedias, medical information, legal information. We have legal guides, so if you need a legal form, so if you need the form for a Virginia legal, not case, but to like change your name or something like that, we have that also online so you can access it and get it for free. And also in your phone. So like I mentioned, if you have an iPhone and you want to listen to a book, I love listening to books when I'm like cleaning the house or if I'm traveling, because then you can just do two things at once. And we have those through what's called Libby. You can download it through your phone. And again, these are the instructions for that. So you just download the app. You can get your book for free. It checks out for 3 weeks to you, and then it just leaves your phone magically. So there are no overdues or anything that you need to do to return it. It just goes away. It's really nice. Linda and Mango, which I also mentioned, both have apps as well. So I have them on my phone or on my iPad, so I can pull it up anywhere I am and continue to read or continue to learn what I'm learning on my Spanish, my muy malo Spanish. And you can see there's some right there, and you just pull it up. We also have magazines that you can read on your phone or on your iPad. So there's the physical location of the library and also the digital location that's on your computer and also just in your pocket. Because this is the world we're living in now. It's just more and more online and technical. So some of the things that you might not be aware of that you can do at the library are you can volunteer or join a Friends group. So as I mentioned, we have a Friends of the Library that's a nonprofit group, and they support us by managing the book sale area. So if somebody gives us donations of books, they'll take them and they'll put them out for 50 cents. You can buy a book, and then that comes to the library so we can use it to put on our programs. And we are always looking for volunteers for that, so if you're interested in finding ways to occupy your time or to get more involved in the community, we have that. But we also, in our library and any other library, are happy to have volunteers to help us, like shelf the book or manage the shelves. If you are interested in starting up an Arabic conversation group, we would love that, because we find a lot of people are interested in that sort of thing and would love to join and to learn Arabic. And so you could talk to us and to the girl or a library about getting that started. So we're very heavily helped by our volunteer base. At our branch alone, we have about 47 volunteers that help with English, that help with technology, that help with keeping our books going. Any books that we have that another library needs for their person, we have to pull them off the shelf, and our volunteers help us pick them off and send them out. So we really rely on them, and it's a great way for people, like I said, to get involved, to get to know their community a little bit better, and to help us out and to give back to the library. So if that's an interest to you, like I said, there are a lot of opportunities. We also have a little garden, and so if you're interested in gardening, we would love to have volunteers for it to help us keep our garden up to date. We also have something at our City of Fairfax location, which is down 50 even more, located in Fairfax, called the Virginia Room. And that's very focused on local history, Virginia history. So they have a lot of historical documents from the Civil War, from earlier than that, from local newspapers, local school yearbooks from that time and on. And they also have genealogy research. So if you're at all interested in history or learning those things, that's a great place to go and to get looking at some pictures. These are actual photos from the Virginia Room. That first one's what's a bookmobile, where we would drive around and hand out books from the 1940s. The second one, I think, is from the 1950s. And then the last one's from 1918, where they're testing out a demolition, so a bomb over near the airport, over near Fort Myer, I mean. So it's a lot of fun just browsing around there. I could get lost because you start pulling out a book and just looking at how people used to live. It's just really fascinating. This is also more information, just kind of to give you a snapshot of what we're talking about with what history they have. Like manuscripts, diaries from people from the early 1800s and all timelines, photographs, subject files. So if you're interested in a particular subject in history, they'll have information on that. The timeline of Fairfax County is also on their website. So if you're kind of curious about this area and like when it got started, what big milestones happened to it, they track that on our website, so you can take a look at that. Old directories, telephone books. There's the Bunny Man Unmasked is interesting because there was a serial killer from the early 1900s, I think, and there was like this story that was local to Fairfax, and they have kind of the information on that online. Historical newspapers, so again, if you're kind of curious to see how things were reported on. Civil War, this area is very big in the American Civil War because we're very close to some battlefields that were very instrumental in that. So there's a lot of information from the 1840s, 18 through 60s that's about the American Civil War. So again, if you're kind of interested in American history, and especially how it played out on like a local level where we're living right now, they have a lot of information about that. And then genealogy websites, so if you or you know anybody who's interested in tracing their timeline, like especially the Virginia Room is very good too about offering classes for people for how to research some of these things. So you can see like African American ancestors is one, because during the period of slavery it was very hard now for people to track who are African American to track their genealogy because Black people used to be recorded as property and not people, and so there's a lot of tips that they can give you for how, or to give people for how to search for those kind of things, so that you can kind of recreate those these lines of legacy that were not easily recreated or were kind of destroyed by that. Civil War, continental European, so lots of different kinds of ancestries that are particular, and just general websites that we recommend for genealogy. Again, very fascinating topic. And like I said, technology is a big thing too for today's world. I was just at a conference called Computers in Libraries last week, and as much as technology is present in our life right now, it's increasing so rapidly that it's getting faster and faster, and it's hard to keep up with because the rate that computers are getting smart is just exponentially getting faster. And the next big thing is artificial intelligence. That's going to be more and more prevalent. So the library's purpose for its citizens is to help get you up to date on some of these things because they're just such a fundamental part of our life right now. So if you get your friend or for a holiday or a birthday gives you a new iPad and you don't know how to use it, you can come to the library and we'll help you figure it out. Like I said, we also have technology tutors, so if you're struggling with some stuff for just that's like a one-shot question, you can come in and get help with that. We also offer classes at our library for like Google searching, basic ways to search that you may not be aware of, Microsoft Office help, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint. Job searching is a big one for people who are looking for employment. You need to have digital skills. To get employed now, you have to have some measure of technology that you know how to use. And so we're trying to help train up with that and make sure that you or whoever you know who's looking for a job has that skill so that you can be employed. Because even applications now are online. It's hard to find a paper application, even for a place like McDonald's. It has a lot of people that they're hiring. You go online to fill out your application to get a job. So we're here to help you with that, for your job search, and any other technology questions that you might have. So we have, like I said, language conversation groups. If you're interested in book groups, I brought books here. So these are completely free for you guys. These are, we get sent some books from vendors for consideration to buy them for our collection. So these are just some that were sent to us. But if you like reading and you like to talk about reading, what you're reading with other people, you can look for a book club and join that. There are a couple that like to meet in restaurants that are based around the food of the book that they're eating. So if you're reading a book that's set in Spain, then they'll go to a Spanish flavor type restaurant and talk about that while they're talking about their book. If you would like to set up a book club and get people to join it, you can do that as well. You can also get book recommendations. So if you're looking for something to read, if you're trying to find something for your friend or your child to read, that especially we get a lot of questions for school age, what's appropriate for the level that my child is at. We're here to help you with that as well. So you can come in, ask the staff in person. We have people online that will reach back to you and give you some suggestions for what you can listen to. We also have a podcast and a newsletter for what books are coming out, what books that our director, the lead of our library, and our deputy director are reading right now. We also have a YouTube series called My Find Your Next Favorite Book, where some of our staff recommend, oh, I've read this, I really like it. If you liked this kind of book, you might like it as well. And that's on YouTube for you to take a look at. We also have something called the Memory Depot at the Sherwood Library, that's over in Alexandria, and our City of Fairfax Regional Library. We have this Memory Depot that will allow you to convert things to digital copies. So if you have a VHS tape from your child's birthday celebration in 1982 or whatever, and you want to make sure that you have that forever, you can go to the Memory Depot and convert it digitally so that it will become an electronic file that you can keep with you instead of a VHS tape that will probably break. It also will convert prints, negatives, and slides, scrapbooks. So a good way to preserve your family history or your personal history. And again, that's completely free with you don't even have to have a library card. You just sign up for that. They give you an orientation how to use the machine and the equipment, and then you're allowed to go in and do it and convert your stuff and keep it with you forever. And we have something coming up called summer reading that is, especially if you have young children, again, it's throughout the summer we have lots and lots of events for to encourage children to keep their interest in reading and to keep adults interested in reading as well. So you can come in, see a program, see a puppet show, or see a person. We have somebody coming to talk about the history of flight from Kitty Hawk to NASA. So if you're interested in that, you can come in and see those kind of things. And throughout the summer, we're also giving away prizes for reading. So if you read a certain number of books as an adult, you get a coupon book. If you read a few more, you get a bag and a journal, a notebook that you can keep. And if you and then you get entered into a raffle for a big giveaway prize at the end of it. And if your children read, they get lots of prizes. We again try and encourage children to love reading because that's such a key milestone for them to become set up for success in life. So we have lots of great ways to encourage that. Like I said, we have 1,000 books before kindergarten. We have the summer reading program. We have recommendations to help them find the books that they like that will let them know that reading is a joy and not a chore. And that's pretty much what we're excited for at the library. Right now, it's coming up to National Library Week. Throughout the next week is the America's National Library Week. So for that, we have Read Away Your Fines. We're having lots of little things going on in our libraries as well to celebrate that. So again, this is a great time to visit us and to see what's happening in the library. And so that's kind of my overview of things I wanted to hit on, but I wanted to leave some time. So this is Thomas Jefferson. Like I said, it's very beautiful. This is the one that's coming, that's out at 50. So if you see those big glass windows, you know that's us. But like I said, if I want to focus on anything that you might be interested in, because our audience is so broad that our services are also so broad. So we, like I said, from children to adults, beyond, we're here for you. So what are your questions? Anybody want some books? You can have some free books. All right.